Hello and welcome to this Accomplished Beginners Blender tutorial number 22. In this tutorial we'll continue the theme of hair through particle systems, and in this case we have one Suzanne that has a couple of particle systems already associated with it and another one that doesn't. So we will reuse this one here that's on this Suzanne's head, and let's select it first, and we have red hair there, and we could just as well change it to black hair, and that is done by going to the particle system for that particular application, that object, and the particular particle system that is attached to this part here, as we can see down here in the vertex groups, is the scalp. So we have the materials that we're using, and it's right there in the render slot. And I'll go back to material number 1, and that's the black hair. So that's how that's done, and now we will attach a new particle system to this other Suzanne. So we go to the particle system slot here, the icon, and add one, and then it's automatically a new default system is created, a particle system settings, but we're going to use the one in the first case that we had first. And since we haven't limited where this particle system ends up, it ends up over the entire model. So we'll start out by going down to the vertex groups and click left click in the density field, and we can see all the vertex groups are available for this one, and we'll use a scalp. Also now you can see that there's a different material used for this particle system, and that's of course because we're using material 1, and for this object number 1 is the light skin that is defined. So you would have to use number 5 because that's the black hair. And if I do that, go to particle systems and say okay, we'll have 5. Then you could see that this one here too changed. If we change it to number 2, this one will be red and this one will be white, because this is the second it's the second slot for this object, and red was the second slot for that one. If you do 3, then you get the third slot, and 4 and 5. And let's see what this looks like if we render it real quick. I think that yes, it is. It is material number 5 here is a material that also has a texture with it. So you can see here how this hair has this textured look, and that's an idea for you. If you need to create fur that has stripes, then you can actually consider using a texture to get an effect like that. So now, since we have the same particle system setting, but because the material slots are different for these objects, you get the same kind of hair, just different color or different materials. So that's something to keep in mind when you try to reuse your particle systems. And of course also we would like to have one more particle system here for the eyelashes, and I'll just add one more, and then I'll look here and see, yes, particle system 0.001 is the one that I used for it. And look here, we have all these interesting strands, and it's material 1, which is the light skin here. So, well, we'll go down here again, and so for each of these particle system settings, you can have, of course, any vertex group controlling, okay, the eyelash area there. So, and then I'll have to decide which ones of the materials I will use. And as you can see here, it's almost like I'm backing myself in a corner, because now I'm changing this, then I'm changing that. So if you want to be able to use the same particle system setting for several different objects, and you intend for it to be identical, then at least the material slots that represent the ones you want to use for the particle system have to be the same, in the same order in the object. So I think there's some room for improvement here, so you get these two different looks here. And that's really all I wanted to talk about in this brief tutorial, is that you can reuse particle system, but then remember how your material slots are. In other words, here you have, I'll go here so we know which one we're talking about. Yeah, this one here. You have a completely different set of, or you have this kind of same or very similar materials. It's just to come in a different order. Here we have the black and the red hair first, and here we have the light skin and the eye whites first, so they won't be completely, so to speak, material compatible. These things are something to think about. It could probably drive you crazy if you don't realize how that works, and you start to work with things and hope you're going to save some time and reuse things, and then you find yourself in a scenario where you have to do a lot of changes, and it could be bothersome. Anyway, I hope you had some help from this tutorial, and I look forward to talking to you soon. And I'll talk about the shaping of hairs, how you can shape them with several different techniques. And please like, subscribe, favorite. Thank you. Have a good day.